This week's episode of the Zompire Horde podcast is brought to you by Bloody Knuckle Customs. Come check us out at www.bloodyknucklecustoms.com.
What's going on?
Welcome back to another Zompire podcast. I'm Vlad the Mime, here with Michelle of the Dead and Patrick Von
Patrick O. Von Snippin' Furniture. Oh, that's yeah.
Patio furniture. Woo! Hey, Derek.
Furniture.
Hello, Derek.
How come our name's on it?
Let's see.
Man? That's why you stumbled, because our name, you couldn't read them.
Hey, Melissa. Hey, Kevin.
Like, people don't know who we are.
I mean,
nobody knows who I am.
everybody knows who you are.
Everybody.
Nobody knows who you are.
Everybody knows who I am.
Let me just tell you guys right now, this show is not sponsored by the strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Dude, isn't that fucking delicious?
Or Dad's Root Beer.
That's also delicious. Those are so good. Yeah, I just got turned on to that fucking Dr. Pepper strawberry cream. Oh my god, it's so good.
Better,
Naomi gave it to me.
If you put it in the freezer,
Sherry.
If you put it in the freezer, not to like let it freeze, but if you put it in the freezer so it gets like ice cold,
so it gets slushy.
Yeah, that's a very
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. It's delicious.
Good stuff.
It's like a Slurpee.
I would just like to point out. I just like to point out that Michelle, your hair tonight being pink totally fits in with the theme of tonight's episode.
It does.
Yeah, we're talking about Barbie tonight, aren't we? The Barbie movie?
Oh my god.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic.
You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere.
All right, hold on. Time out. That echoes bad.
Hey, Steven. What's up, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, it's patio furniture.
There is an echo?
It's never me, Vlad. It's never me.
It's only when
What's
you're
going
on
on with this echo? Somebody turn off their sound. How is that now?
Nope.
See, I can hear myself in echo.
Yeah.
Hello?
Rebecca Odd says big echo.
Should I back out and try again?
Try it with some French vanilla creamer.
Ooh.
Let's add them back. Oh, I try to add them back.
No, it's me because I can still hear the echo.
You can?
Wait, not anymore.
No, I can't hear it now.
Okay. Try it again, Patrick.
Try it again, Patrick. We're waiting for you. Oh, patio
here it
furniture
comes.
back. Here he is. Hey.
How's that?
All right. That's good.
Ooh. Yay.
You just had to cancel me.
No, the Barbie song cursed it.
It did.
Yeah.
No, it's actually my singing broke the fucking internet. Because it's so bad.
Dang it.
Sorry.
What are we really here talking about tonight? Because even though I did go see the Barbie movie with my wife and my daughter and my mom, it was actually a really good movie. We're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to talk about something even bloodier.
We could talk about whatever we want, patio furniture, including the Terrifier franchise.
Oh, you know what I need is like a horn. Honk, honk.
Hence Art the Clown, or Art the Mime, if you really know about clowning. He's down there, so that's why. Yeah, we're doing the Terrifier.
The Terrifier.
Yay!
I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite modern franchises. I absolutely
I'm so
love
sorry
it.
to hear that.
Yeah, you can suck one.
What's up, Peter?
Peter Anthony.
He's here.
Fins up, Peter Anthony. Fins up.
Yeah, so we're talking. We couldn't get David Howard Thornton tonight.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, but we tried.
We did.
So.
Vlad and I both reached out to him, and he's a super nice guy, and is actually wanting to come on the show, but not when he's super busy. So
okay, well, we'll get Brent on. I've worked with Brent. He's a special effects artist that I met on the set of Roseblood, Peter's film. And he's out of Iowa, and he's like a professional freaking horror cosplay dude, and he's an amazing artist, super nice dude too, very good looking, friendly. You guys are gonna love him.
Are you talking about Brent Edgett?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's coming on.
Well, let's have him on.
Let's have him. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's do it.
Thanks for the heads up, Peter.
Yeah, that was a good idea. So we're talking about the Terrifier. I mean, most people have seen it. Have you guys seen the second one?
There's going to be hella spoilers in this episode, just so you know.
Spoilers,
Peter, you are also super good looking.
Hot.
I mean,
I don't know, when he was pointing that gun at me as I was running away, like, might have had a half a chub.
I don't know. Yeah, we got to work with Peter on the Horrorverse. A lot of times Aaron pops on here, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. You got to be a vampire. I got to do your makeup. Peter was the star, of course.
I don't know. He's saying that I have the best fall in movie history, and I'm not going to argue with him.
Well, maybe you should just get into acting then. I mean, that's how it happens. Just be an extra, and then.
Peter says Terrifier 1 and 2 changed the game.
Yeah. Can we go back to this? Who said Terrifier 2 was trash? Because we need to.
Derek said that.
Derek. I feel I'm going to be getting some hate mail from you after this episode.
Do you guys always send hate mail to each other?
Not in reality, but in
I talk to Derek like on video game chat every day, so we just talk live shit. We don't have to message one another about it.
Hey, who's that? Who's this? Put your initials after your comment because I can't see who you are. It just says
it was somebody that we worked with on set because they said
who did I make a vampire? Patricia, you. Jeff,
the dude that had the fangs. I'm trying to remember his name.
There was like 5 of you, so
there was a lot.
Yeah.
You need to start from the beginning.
Geo.
All Hallows Eve.
It's probably Geo.
So yes,
it was Jeff. Hey Jeff.
Right.
Jeff was awesome. Jeff looked badass. It changed his whole entire fucking appearance, man. He looked like this just sweet, homeboy, and then he turned into a vampire and he was terrifying.
Dude, Giovanni was fucking amazing too.
Yeah, all y'all were just scary. You were a glampire.
I was
upon request. Upon request.
I'm not. Hey, I admit it. I didn't want to be one of those what do they call those? The movie where they filmed here in Washington, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, what, the Twilight vampires?
Yeah, I didn't want to be like a Twilight vampire.
Well, I kind of wanted you to have a little bit of a glisten.
A little bit of bling.
Like that. That's why I used the freaking shiny.
A little shimmer on the cheeks never goes wrong.
I know. You look beautiful.
It's true. We were. I think that it was crazy though. Like, as different as everyone was on set, it was really cool that everyone had a really good time, and you know what I mean? Like, even in between scenes, we were just all bullshitting and keeping each other company.
Well,
that was actually really cool.
What's fun in the industry, especially locally, and people, well, Peter's not local, but he's still family because we all everybody works in their own little circles, and frequently these circles interact and interlap, and we get to work with each other on this project, and a couple more of us are going to be over here on this project, and then we come full circle and work together again on this project, and then the spider web just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what I love about the film community.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great. It's great.
But let's get back to Terrifier.
Terrifier. Sorry. I thought this was supposed to be a fun show also.
None of our shows are fun ever.
Steven,
right, I'm a little manic right now because I'm packing. I'm going to Michigan, and I'm gonna wake up at 2 a.m. and hop on a plane. So
that's why we need to get to Terrifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're busy.
Okay.
Busy.
Terrifier.
Are we going back to All Hallows Eve? You want to
We
restart
are.
with the first
So
iteration of Art the Mime?
We should actually go back before All Hallows Eve and talk about. Well, I mean, Art actually made a first appearance in a short film called The Ninth Circle, which actually then became one of the segments in All Hallows Eve. So All Hallows Eve has 2 short films that Damien made by themselves. So The Ninth Circle and then a short called Terrifier. Those both made an appearance in All Hallows Eve as 2 segments in the movie. 2 of the 3
I heard that
segments.
Oh,
There
it's
it is.
echoing again.
Let me see if I can fix it.
It's the demon of Terrifier, man.
Oh God, I hate hearing myself.
Nope.
Here, let me leave and come back.
It's not. See, that's how I know it's not us. Because when you're still here, it's still happening.
I don't know, man. Same
Do you have
setup
your
as always.
sound on or something?
Nope. Same setup as always. Haven't changed shit.
Have a good table read.
Yeah, we can't do that. You have to come out and go back in, Pat.
Oh, we always have some sort of technical difficulty.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Terrifier was where, Art became mainstream.
Art, the mime. You're a clown. Is Art a mime or a clown?
He is a demon mime.
There you go. I'll take it.
That's what I think. But people often get mimes and clowns mixed up. He is a mime, but he is also a clown because mimes can be dressed like anything. Usually they have like the stripy shirt and the white gloves and the little hat and stuff. He's dressed more like a clown, his mime character. But either way, he's still a demon. So
true. So is that that's kind of like what I've had a problem with his show, these movies is the first one. Damn it. Still echoing.
Well, guys, maybe I'll just permanently cancel myself for the night.
No. Oh,
God damn it.
We didn't want him to
no. Maybe he can restart his computer and
plug something in and out maybe or something.
Like unplug it and plug it back in and try again. I don't think all options have been
executed.
Exactly.
Exhausted.
Exactly. Yes,
exhausted.
Exactly. So did you like Terrifier?
I like the first one mostly just because of the gore. There's not much of a story, you know what I mean, to follow with it. It's just a guy in a clown outfit chasing 3 females through an abandoned building, slaughters them. In the end, it kind of it thinks you obviously there's more than him being just a clown,
right,
or just a man because he's shot and everything, and then comes back to life. I didn't read this. Hold on. He does have clown outfit and horn, just no clown nose. Yeah, but a mime is a silent clown, and typically they wear black and white. So that's why I feel like he's a mime. Melissa says he said to be a demon working for the devil, and he was too crazy. The devil let him go on Earth, possibly. Mwahaha, I have successfully canceled patio furniture. Michelle, are you frozen? Michelle's frozen. I'm here all by myself. The devil's jester. Michelle of the dead.
Here it is. Okay, I was having Here he comes. There's just like technical difficulties happening everywhere.
I think we're in the clear currently.
My computer actually shut down when I left the last time.
Oh,
it just froze and shut down. So
maybe you just needed to restart. Maybe
fuck off.
I think this episode is haunted. That's what I think.
Yeah. Demon Art the Clown is haunting us.
Demon Art
I
the
guess
Clown.
So. I guess so. Haha.
So we were in the process of deciding if Art is a mime or a clown.
He is a silent clown. From the words of
fucking
David
mime.
Howard themselves. No, it's not. They're 2 different things, buddy. Two different
Literally,
things.
definition of a mime is a clown who doesn't speak.
You're a definition of a mime. I wish you were a mime. Shut the fuck up.
I want Art the Clown to pop out of my Pokemon ball and Pokemon Go to talk about a superpower beatdown. Anne-Marie says this topic has been cursed.
I don't know what the fuck just happened there, but that was awesome.
I believe that this topic has been cursed. Yes. Yes.
Yes, because now Michelle's frozen on my screen.
So let's talk about it. How weird and quiet now.
No one's being weird and quiet. We're all talking. What? Everyone keeps freezing.
Okay. Oh, stop it. Stop freezing. Anyway.
Yeah, my computer's
back to Terrifier.
This is the worst episode for technical difficulties ever. Like probably in the history of podcasts.
Yeah. For real.
Derek's gonna find out right from the man if he's a mime or a silent clown.
David will tell you he's a silent clown. I watched him school somebody on Facebook one day about Art not being a mime. I was like, oh, pretty serious about that.
Well, then I changed my stance. He is a silent clown. If it's from the horse's mouth, I'm gonna believe it.
All right, fine. He's a fucking clown. Anyway, moving on. I'm dying on this hill that he's a mime, by the way. So if you see me in public, just know if you bring up Terrifier, I'm gonna call him Art the fucking mime. But for the rest of the episode, we'll call him Art the Clown.
The greatest thing about being human is you can make that decision if you want. But that looks like a clown to me, not a mime.
Dude, don't make me Google mime and start putting up pictures.
Anyways, what did you talk about while I was gone? Did you spend the whole time talking about that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome.
Well, that and Michelle asked me if I liked Terrifier.
So I know you liked the first one, but you hated the second one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the second one.
Why?
Because it just doesn't make sense to me. And it's shot well. The actors did a really good job. It's the story that just doesn't make sense. So, like you have Art in the first movie, which the whole movie is just a clown chasing three women in a building, and then at the end you realize he has this superhuman, whatever. He's unkillable for lack of a better
quality to him. Yes.
And okay, so with the second one, I expected kind of something to follow along in that storyline, like he's this unkillable titan of horror type dude, and instead it went on to this, like, why was the clown girl there? Who was the dad who died of the brain tumor, who had this book written of all this stuff? Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and so I felt like they started a story that needed background that wasn't given, and so it didn't make sense for me to go from that to that. If that would have been the first Terrifier, my first introduction to Art the Clown, and some of those things were at least explained, who the dad was and why he gave this sword to his daughter, and you know what I mean, the idea of the winged character and everything. If there was some explanation to it, then I would get it. But they just threw all this stuff at you with nothing to like attach it to the story.
So I think some of those questions
that there was. Go ahead.
Were kind of answered in in All Hallows Eve, and then the rest of them will be answered in Terrifier 3. As in All Hallows Eve, they show that Art the Clown is a demonic entity, right? So like that he isn't human and he's some kind of entity in that movie. And then you go into Terrifier and he is. You're right. In that movie, he just pretty much is just a dude walking around in a clown costume killing people. I don't think Terrifier is actually connected to All Hallows Eve. I think, it's obviously the first time that he made an appearance, but I think it's separate because if you read some of the stuff Damien said and David have said about the kind of like the storyline in Terrifier, Art is human up until he gets shot in the head, right? And then that's kind of where like he hits that final plateau of not being human anymore. And in Terrifier 2, the pale girl is supposed to be, there's a couple theories out there. It hasn't been completely answered, but the one that makes the most sense to me and the one that I think will probably happen. They'll flush out in Terrifier 3 is the pale girl is a demon that is actually either demon or Satan who brought Art back to life after he was shot in the head, and she's manifesting the looks of a girl he killed before Terrifier 3 or before Terrifier 1 called Emily. So he's like, she's manifesting that body, so he kind of has that connection to her. And then she puppet masters him through Terrifier 2, and kind of like is there to like aid him in the killing and kind of like egg him on and like be like kind of like a sidekick. But I think in Terrifier 3 we'll get more backstory on who the pale girl is, who the dad is, because you're right, they did kind of like leave that
over that.
Let that was like a cliffhanger, but they already have Terrifier 3 in the works, so I think we'll get answers to that. And a lot of people bitched about what's Sienna? I can't remember her name. Her coming back from the dead Sienna. And all angelic and stuff. People bitched about that, but they foreshadowed that good versus evil, demonic versus heaven thing in All Hallows Eve in Terrifier 2 when her costume was the angel, the archangel with the wings. So they foreshadow that stuff, that she's angelic, and they talk about the sword and the sword catching on fire. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's unanswered, but I think they did a good job at like laying it out right now to kind of like get you intrigued. Oh my God, who is this and why is this? And whoa, why did she come back to life? And why is Art not dead? Because he got shot in the head. They did a lot of good, a lot of good work in kind of piecing it together, but still leaving you itching for more answers.
Right. The way I kind of felt was it was just like there was too many questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you watch, a lot of people watch All Hallows Eve. I actually watched it. I just don't remember much of it. If you watch Terrifier, because a lot of people will watch a movie based on Terrifier, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3. They don't go All Hallows Eve, Terrifier. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if you watch Terrifier, you kind of like are, nixing that whole storyline, and you're like, okay, this is what's happening in this movie. Not much story, a lot of gore. And Damien Leone got, pretty ripped for that. And that's why he added this story in the second one. But I felt like, and I could easily be wrong, but it felt like he wrote 2 and 3 together, but just edited them together instead of separately. Does that make sense? Like, I felt like a lot of information given in 2 should have been saved for 3. And when we watched 3, some of that stuff should have been in 2.
Yeah, but he hasn't. I mean, I can see where you're coming from on that, but they haven't. I don't think he wrote 3. Like, I think he's like writing. I don't think he wrote 3 previously. I think he's writing it now and like getting ready to film. I don't know for sure though.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, I'm not saying like that's, fact or anything. I don't know that that's what happened, but that's the way that part 2 reads to me. The when I watch it, I feel like, knowing that there's a third one coming out, I'm watching part of part 3. And I feel like when I watch part of part 3, or when I watch part 3, there's going to be stuff there that I wish I would have seen in part 2 instead. So it made the storyline more seamless, if that makes sense. Yeah, you go from not having any story to like an overabundance of story that doesn't make sense. That's kind of where I'm coming. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and like the beginning of Terrifier 1 is actually after the beginning of Terrifier 1, they go like, what do they go like back in time or ahead in time? Because the beginning of Terrifier 1 is actually the beginning of Terrifier 2. Right. So
where
yeah,
he's getting out of the are you talking
well,
about
when he's watching the newscast on TV, right? The interview on TV with the lady that happens during the timeline of Terrifier 2, right? That's one thing I got confused, I think, of that timeline. But
Michelle, what do you have to say?
Yes. Well, I think that in Terrifier 2, I think that since there wasn't a whole lot of plot in one, I think they overdid it into too much plot, like tried too hard, like putting 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag type of thing. I think it was just, I could have gone with less plot. I'm saying it was just, I'm just like, what's going on? Why is there so much plot and not enough killing? So,
but they killed more
I'm just like, I don't
people
want
in
to follow a
Terrifier 2
story.
than they did in 1. So it's more plot and more killing.
But I don't want to follow a story. Yeah, less plot, please.
I feel like in part 2, if they would have focused
Great taste, less filling.
I feel like in part 2, if they would have focused more on the connection between Art and the deceased dad and the girl, and less about, you know, the pale girl and a few of the other things. Like if they would have just focused on that transition, I think it would have led into like 2 a lot better, instead of just like throwing these new characters and these new things at us that we didn't make sense to us. You know what I mean? Like when you watch Halloween,
we could have done without the pale girl, and you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I liked Pale Girl.
Well, she's cute and everything.
I'm gonna get voted off the island on this episode because it's 2 against 1. I absolutely love everything about Terrifier, and so
yeah,
I like the gore.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but it was just too much. It was too plotty.
Anytime you hang a girl upside down from her cankles and then cut her in half from the vagina to the neck with a fucking hacksaw, I'm in.
I actually was going to bring that up in this episode. So in Terrifier 1, they had that kill, right? And then in Terrifier 2, they have the bedroom scene that everybody talks about. And everybody that I talk to says that the bedroom scene is more gruesome than the cut in half, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that no matter what, I don't think Terrifier, even if they add 10 gallons of blood to the new gruesome scene in Terrifier 3, as you know they're going to try to outdo it like they did in 2. I don't think anything will be as gruesome as that fucking saw down the middle. That's
pretty gross. I mean,
that one scene.
I mean, it was all gross. I mean, with the leg that was like all butchered up and shit. Yeah.
That one scene was the reason I watched Terrifier 2, because I was hoping they could do something as good or better.
Well, what's crazy is it's bloodier in Terrifier 2. The scene's bloodier and it is gruesome. But blood isn't just always... like when I watched that hacksaw scene and they're cutting her in half, and she's still alive, I can feel that in my soul. Like I can feel her pain on that one. When you watch the scene in Terrifier 2, I don't feel the pain. I'm just like, that's awesome. It's bloody. It's fucking cool.
Right.
And then the mom walks in, her head turns, and she like kind of mumbles. I'm like, it was fucking cool, but I didn't feel any pain. In that other scene, like you can feel that hacksaw just cut into her vagina, and you're like, oh, that's fucking rough.
Steven Belzer wants to know, do you think Art has a
vagina?
I do. You didn't know
that?
Too. Vagina twins.
Steven Belzer wants to know if you think Art is time traveled, was around in the past historically like Pennywise. I love to see a character like Art show up in Nazi Germany or the Civil War time.
Oh, that would be fun. I would love to see some Art crossovers.
Well, he's a demon, so he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Derek says the cutting
Art
in half
in space. That's going to be next.
Executed much better. Anne-Marie Belzer doesn't want to hang out with me anymore.
That's funny.
Get it?
I get it.
David said the only one had one of the dummies for the hacksaw scene, so it was nerve-wracking.
They only had one of the dummies.
Wow. That would be nerve-wracking for sure. Especially
because it takes a long time to make an entire body cast.
Yeah, if you fuck that up, then you're waiting a while.
Especially being on the other side now, seeing how long
it's going to take a couple weeks to make a new one.
So what do you guys think the story will be in Terrifier 3 then?
I think we're going to see answers to the dad. We're going to figure out like really who the pale girl is. There's a lot of theories, and then like the one I said is my favorite and probably the most feasible out of all of the ones out there. I think they will. I think they're going to set it up. I would hope that they set it up for a way for art to just kind of be everywhere. Like they set it up in a way where we can see art in Nazi Germany, or we can see art in space. That would be fucking awesome. Leprechaun in art in space, and Pinhead. Like everybody else has been to space. Jason's been to space.
Just like orbiting the moon.
Yeah. Art can go to space too.
Oh,
I don't know. I think we're going to get some of those answers you're pissed about answered, or those questions you're pissed about answered, Vlad. I think we're going to get hopefully more gore and hopefully a cool death scene like in Terrifier 1 and 2.
Oh, that's a good one. Like,
I wonder if they're going to try to top the gore.
Oh, they've already made comments about topping the gore.
The origin story of art would be cool
really?
too. Like,
yeah,
is there like a time delay or something that I'm not getting?
Yeah, I think there's a time delay. We're having hella technical difficulties. I'm telling you, nobody wants us to have this Art the Clown episode
conversation. She gave birth.
We're doing
to
it anyway.
Head. Is he going to regrow limbs and whatnot like Deadpool's baby limbs? Could you imagine Art the baby clown?
Dude, that'd be rad.
Dude, that was so funny. Oh my god.
I'm hoping part 3 gives more answers to the questions I have in part 2. Didn't they say too, like after part 1 came out, as soon as they were gonna like greenlit for part 2, wasn't it like, isn't that when COVID hit too? So it like prolonged.
Yeah.
I always wonder sometimes too, when you have the success of Terrifier 1 and then you go to like write Terrifier 2, if you're like in a rush to get something out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially something like that took off, because All Hallows Eve didn't do anything really, right? A lot of people still don't even know that movie exists.
Right.
But Terrifier took off, and Terrifier 2 fucking took off. So the pressure to write Terrifier 3 is probably insane. Terrifier 2, I mean, went to theaters to a point where they even brought Terrifier 1 back to theaters just recently to get some run on that as well.
Well, the budget for Terrifier 1 was $35,000, and the box office was $416,000, and then the budget for part 2 was $250,000, and it garnered $15 million at the box office.
Yeah, so crazy, so crazy. I love that for indie horror. Like that is such a win for indie horror. That something that was made on that low of a budget.
It really is.
Can fucking bring in that kind of money in the box office. That brings hope to every indie filmmaker out there. It's like, fucking bust your ass and just do it. It can happen. You can get your project out there and into the box office.
Well, a perfect example of that is the Soska Sisters.
It can happen. I mean, I
think you're on a lag, Michelle.
I am.
I think so.
Yeah, well, you keep freezing and you're like 3 seconds behind, but that's okay.
Or we're 3 seconds in the future.
Ooh, we're future
let me try
kids, Michelle.
Oh no, we lost her.
Oh no.
You were gonna say what were you gonna say about the
I don't know how much of Art's background I really need to know. Not knowing why he exists and does what he does makes him scarier.
Yeah, there's something that I read about him and like being creepy. I don't know the exact quote, but they were talking about like what makes Art scary, and what they were talking about it's not the gore that makes the Terrifier movie scary. It's Art's ability to kind of break the fourth wall and the viewer movie contract that you sign, like the viewer contract you metaphorically sign when you're watching a movie. And Art, like, there's a sense of security when you're watching a movie that everything that you everything that you watch is going to happen on the screen, and you can turn away and look away, and all of that goes away. But art brings that feeling that if you look away, it's still going to be there, whether you're watching the screen or not. And I actually really kind of like that theory. And if you think about it, some of the things he does make sense, especially in All Hallows Eve, when he during the end credits, he interrupts the end credits and he's walking towards the credits, and he's like, looks like he's going to walk out of the screen and into the audience or into the room that you're in. And the fact that he does kind of just like have that being that he just kind of appears in places, and it does seem like he can teleport and just appear. He breaks that rule of everything that you're watching is going to stay on that side and not come through the movie screen. And I actually agree with that theory. I really liked that theory that it's not the gore, it's that makes him terrifying.
I wouldn't disagree. What I thought was really cool about him too is that even like he kind of has this like dual personality, right? Where he's like in the store in part 2, for instance, when he's trying on the sunglasses and acting all kind of goofy, but he still creeps everyone the fuck out that's in there. Like there's like never a point on screen where art is making the people around him comfortable, but for some reason when you're watching it, like you're laughing about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see how uncomfortable but they are, but it's like fucking funny. You know what I mean? Like,
because he's a clown.
Yeah. But then when he goes, when he's coming after you, like it's a completely different night and day fucking like look, and his face doesn't change the whole time. One of the other cool things about him is his silhouette. Like he has the coolest fucking silhouette of any murderer on TV, like in a movie. Like he looks fucking cool. If you shadow boxed him, he would look fucking cool. Yeah. If you shadow box Jason Voorhees, you wouldn't see shit but a big lump. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I actually think that's really fucking cool, is just kind of how cool looking they made him. They made him so cool looking that you can watch him and fucking laugh when he's being funny. And you almost don't see how fucking creepy he looks. But when he's creepy, you fucking it kicks you in the face how creepy he looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's like, his looks transfer also into his like mannerisms. Like his mannerisms are like perfect. Like the way he like smiles or the way he moves, and like how he never says a word or has any kind of sound come out of his mouth at all. Even like when he gets stabbed in the eye or stabbed in the back or punched in the face or whatever is happening to him, he like I hate to use the word because it'll back the fact that you call him a mime, but he mimes the stuff, right? Like when he screams, he makes the motion of screaming, but nothing comes out. It's like if Charlie Chaplin was a fucking serial killer.
He's mute.
There is a theory that Art the Clown was mute in his human life. Yeah, for sure.
I'm into it. A mute mime.
A mute mime.
I'm here all night, folks. Tip your waiter.
I'm here all night.
A mute clown.
A mute clown. Which, if you Google that,
it would be.
You look up the Webster Dictionary.
If you look up the definition of mute clown,
Patty,
you will see a picture of a mime.
So in tune with what's going on with Terrifier, when can we expect Terrifier 3?
Oh, I don't know.
What have you and Damien Leon like come up with? Like what kind of
me and him are just best buds. We just fucking go get coffee together and shit.
Well, I thought I knew about movies. You're like telling me all about Terrifier. Well, fair enough too, because I didn't enjoy part 2 as much as I probably could.
I wasn't joking at the beginning of this episode when I said that it's one of my favorite modern franchises. I love what they do with it. Y'all can give me heat for any of it. I don't care. I will support this movie 100%. I love the storyline that you didn't like. I love that it went off the wall and they brought this angelic versus demon stuff into it, and they just fucking went crazy with it because it was different. You don't see that shit all the time. It was refreshing to see a slasher get that fucking crazy and break the fucking stereotypical cookie mold. I loved it.
Well, and typically too, your victim is more like unsuspecting and weak, and they have to find the power to beat them. When Sienna really didn't. Like her character just fucking was like it was a build up to her, like, you know, going fighting them, but the whole time it's not like you really saw a lot of her like being timid and shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
What was your favorite part, Michelle, of The Dead?
Of which one? Part 2 or part 1?
Whatever you want, tell us. We just want to hear your beautiful voice.
I don't know what I was thinking about mostly. I don't have a beautiful voice. I don't know. I was kind of watching more from like a special effects aspect when I was watching them.
That makes sense.
Because that's
you do
what I do.
Effects.
I was more focused on, oh, how did they do that? And oh, that's cool. Oh, maybe that's a cool way to do that. Oh, how do they do that? And you know, so I was just like really looking at the details and the effects and the kills and the squirting blood and you know.
Do you since you started working in special effects, do you find that when you watch movies or shows that you find yourself paying less attention to the actual movie and more attention to the like the special effects and all that stuff? Do you not get to enjoy movies as much because you're too busy dissecting them?
Yeah. Well, I always would dissect them before anyways. Like if there's something like medically incorrect, or I was like, but now since I've been working in special effects, I learned that, you know, it's more, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's got to be like Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't have to be realistic because people really want realistic. You know, they want to see something extreme. So I've always kind of picked things apart, but now I don't really do it anymore, but I do focus on, well, yeah, I guess I do, but I do focus more on the effects and things like that. Well, mostly because I'm trying to learn, you know, I'm, you know, from example and I've done that and I've done it differently and I should have done it this way and this and that. So that's what I'm kind of looking at it for.
It was like when I was a kid growing up watching football. I enjoy watching football just to watch football now, but before I would watch football to exactly like dissect what other people were doing, and I didn't watch the game like I watch it now and enjoyed it. It was more like a homework session. So I was just kind of curious if it was the same way for special effects and watching a movie, you know?
It's less like that for me now with special effects because I do enjoy it. I'm not like freaked out or anything. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. I want to learn how to do that. You know? So yeah, I enjoy it now.
On a special effects note, another question for you, Michelle. Terrifier 2 gets heat for the special effects not looking as cool as they did in Terrifier 1. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the special effects in Terrifier 2 actually took a dip, or do you think they're on par or better than in Terrifier 1?
Well, there was one scene when you know, the bed scene when she was like sitting across on the bed and you know she was just like a freaking living corpse. You could tell that when it sat up, kind of, you could tell that was a dummy. It was it could have, that part I think they should have done differently.
Yeah.
Michelle, what are you laughing at?
What's a living corpse? You said she was laying there like a living corpse.
What are you talking about?
You said that she was laying on the bed like a living corpse. So I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck a living corpse looks like.
Yeah.
She's not changing her story. She's
a bloody, dismembered mess.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
When the kids are poking at the dead animal at school, SFX not good. You know what? I actually watched
it's like
earlier today, and I glanced away when they were doing that, but I do remember the hallway scene, and I thought that looked pretty fucking realistic. What do you think, Michelle?
I thought so too.
But when they were poking at it, there needed to be like, it just looked like a big, like chunks of just like pink mush, you know, and there should have been just more innards than that, because it's not like, I don't know, there's more solids in there than that, you know. There's intestinal loops and there's liver and, you know, nice and smooth lungs, things like that.
Do you think that if your kid this day and age brought a dead raccoon and ripped open and all the guts and everything laying on the fucking thing on the in the school, do you think your kid's coming home that day? Because in the era of school shootings, I'm pretty sure that kid is going to get put away, like in a hospital that night, because they sent old boy home right after school, or the cops took him home. Remember, like this day and age, I don't think they go right home.
Yeah.
The BTS special.
I guess it also depends on like where.
The BTS
Nice.
special features.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, there you go.
Behind the scenes.
She's here all night, folks.
Yes.
She's got the insider scoop.
So
no, I don't. Bye. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
you just cancel yourself.
People are leaving this show left and right tonight. Vlad, you're the only one that hasn't left yet.
I mean,
I've left like 6 times. There he goes.
Hey. Oh my God! Bye.
And that foot. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, why don't you tell us about that fucking sick ass jersey you're wearing, bro? I think it says Zompire on it.
Bro, look at the back. Hold on.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Vlad model it for us, brother man. Yeah, oh my God.
Strut that
That's
stuff,
awesome.
Bro. Strut that stuff.
Ooh-wee.
It's beautiful. Where's mine?
I told you I'm getting us some Vans, man.
I'll wear a small. Okay. I wear a size 7 in women's.
What if this Crypticon coming up? What if this Crypticon coming up, the 3 of us had matching Zompire podcast Vans sneakers?
Boom.
Yes, and crop tops.
West Side. Yeah.
Ooh, with fringe?
Crop top with fringe.
Like,
let's do a crop top and short shorts and Vans.
Yeah. I'm in.
That's
let's do it.
Zompire.
Fanny pack.
I actually have 2. I have a green alligator print, and I have a black one that says Puma in gold.
Speaking of Vlad's fanny packs, let's talk about Terrifier again, because that's way cooler.
Well, let's talk. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What else has Damien Leon done? Has he done anything else?
He did the 9th Circle short. It's like a 15-20 minute short. He did a Terrifier short that's like 15-20 minutes. He did All Hallows Eve, which has those 2 put into it. He did Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2. That's all I'm aware of that he has done.
Okay, but all of that.
Oh, come on! You know you want to see Vlad and Patrick in crop tops. With the hairy bellies.
He's got to get a basketball or a baseball jersey. So I don't know if I've explained to you guys the Zompire Death Squad. For anyone that's watching, if you'd like to join, if you play Call of Duty, we friend you. You join our team. You get the ZDS clan tag in your name and bio, and then you go around with us killing people on the streets of El Mazara. Boom. So now you guys know
like a hoot. Pink Daisy Dukes.
Oh my God, Vlad! Pink Daisy Dukes. We could be matching Pink Daisy Dukes and crop tops, bro. We would look so cute. Look at us, like we'd be marching down the hall together, matching.
I'm a Barb. We could skip.
We could skip.
We could
skip everywhere we go.
My beard would flow in the wind.
Link our arms. Yes. Let's link arms and skip in a row down the hall at Crypticon.
Derek, Kevin's going to join the Zompire Death Squad.
Sweet.
I'm into this.
I don't play video games, so you guys have fun.
Remember though, what I wanted to cosplay this year. Told you.
I forgot.
That'd help me.
I forgot. What is it?
Vlad is very modest. I've shared a hotel room with him a couple times. It's all good. He's modest. He tucks that shit in.
Pink Flamingo?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The John Waters. Yeah, Babs Johnson, Divine's character where she eats dog shit.
That's what you want to cosplay?
Yeah.
At Crypticon?
If you think about it, I shaved my eyebrows, so to do a bunch of blue would be easy.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. Oh no, that's female trouble. Never mind.
Oh, I've got a really good makeup that would cover up those eyebrows too and make them flesh tone again. And then put the eyebrows over it. Yep.
Babs Johnson.
Boom.
Tell me I don't have the eyebrows.
Do you have a wig?
Oh, you do.
I mean, I need you to keep the beard though while you do that.
Right.
A bearded Babs Johnson.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Oh yes, yes.
So do you feel like we covered
Emery? It's going to be a hoot.
What did we miss?
Yeah, I think so. I
miss everything.
I think we're pretty good. I'm gonna go pack. I'm going Michigan. I'm
going for a special effects
travel in style.
Special effects deal?
No, just going to go visit family.
Oh.
No. Family.
Gotcha. Did you tell your old man that he has to make some lowrider bicycle seats for me?
Yes. Of course I did.
That was a no, yes. Yeah.
She's like, of course I did.
No, not. I did. He's like, have him bring them to me. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So
I'll bring them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
bring them.
Pat, did I tell you what I'm doing? So my buddy Nick next door gifted me a lowrider bicycle, and it's in parts. I just got to put it together. So I'm going to sand it down, and I'm going to do the frame in white with blood splatter all over it. And then every other part on the bike is flat black. So it has old banana seats. So I'm going to send it to Michelle and have him do like a fucking dope button. What did you call it? Tufted?
A tufted button. You just got to be careful because you can knock the buttons can come off if you're not careful. Sliding on and off the seat. Maybe just get a diamond stitch. Just get diamond stitch without the button tuft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Aaron, hi.
Hi, Aaron.
You're
By the way,
it's probably because you didn't give StreamYard permission to use your name.
Yes. Anyone that wants to join us in the Call of Duty, add those names on COD. Me and Derek will friend you. I'll leave them up for a second so you can write it down.
Excellent.
Vlad the Inhaler.
I love that name
Chaos
so much.
Theory 666.
There's not a better name in the entire world than Vlad the Inhaler. I don't give a fuck who you are.
That's true.
A good name.
That is true.
You know how many people too like mention it to
it's
me
so good.
On Call of Duty? They're like, "Oh, Vlad the Inhaler! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Dude, that's hilarious. That's awesome, bro." And I'm like, I have emphysema, and they're like, "Oh man." I'm like, "Just kidding. I smoke lots of weed." They're like, "Oh."
but the first part's true too.
And then you're like, "Yeah, I still do have emphysema."
Dude, I can't remember when the last time it happened, but it's happened a few times where like I'll take a bong rip and I'll start coughing and somebody will say something and Derek's like, "Dude, that's not funny. He's got emphysema." And they're like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." You're like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Fuck you. Now let me kill you in this game.
Let me shoot you.
Give me some pity kills."
Also, go ahead and add Nick is awesome 888. He's also on there playing Call of Duty with us.
Boom.
Boom.
I don't play Call of Duty, so I won't be adding anybody. Sorry.
Lame.
Yeah, I don't.
I stopped playing video games.
I'll kick your ass in Scrabble though. If anybody wants to play Scrabble.
I'm fucking dumb as an ox. You'd probably whoop my ass in Scrabble.
He's like, "What? Twat's a word."
X is worth a lot. Ox.
Yeah. Ox is actually worth a lot.
So what's next week, guys?
Oh shit!
It is because X is worth a lot of points.
Hold on, I've got next week
Monday.
Right here.
Isn't it your friend?
I'll be back.
Isn't it her? Didn't you have 2 friends that were coming on?
No, not next week. That's the week after.
Oh,
next week, if they're available,
they're coming up. Will be September 4th or something.
They're coming on September 4th. Yeah, my bad.
Aaron,
it's not the next week.
Send me that.
I was looking at the wrong stuff,
and I'll add you.
If they're available, next week is Rebecca versus Kevin in Rebecca.
That's right.
Defending her belt in trivia, horror trivia against Kevin. So Kevin and Rebecca, if you're watching and you're available next Monday, It's time for you to defend that belt, Rebecca.
Dude, what if we actually had a belt made and then we
Oh
could
yeah.
send it to Rebecca and she could have it and every week, and then when she loses, we'll have her ship it to the next one. No, because if somebody wins every week, then that's kind of stupid.
That's gonna
We'll
be in the ass to ship stuff. Then it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with something cool though.
I'm gonna make trophies.
Melissa turned tied because she lost last week to Rebecca. Now she's joining her.
Can I just give a shout out to Melissa and Rebecca real quick, because they both did a fantastic job last week.
Really did.
That was such a good round of trivia. Thank you both for crushing it.
It was so good, and it was really close, like the whole game.
Yeah.
How many questions are in that?
It was awesome.
In that game.
Huh?
How many questions
did we ask them?
No. Because it came in like a game.
Oh yeah, I had those cards that I was asking questions off of. There's like 300.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure we don't
Nice. So what happens when we run out of questions?
Well, I thought Vlad.
What happens to our game show when we run out?
Making the questions for the next one.
I'm going to do questions for the. I'm going to have to stump some people.
Yeah, Vlad.
I'm not going to get too crazy, but I'm going to get a little out there.
Do we have Rebecca and Kevin watching tonight? I know Kevin
already gave the thumbs up.
Kevin's on, but Rebecca was on earlier, I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, I'll message her. I'm sure she'll be good to go.
We can message her. I'm sure she'll be down.
Yeah.
She's got a belt to defend. She's gonna fucking rip you up, Kevin. No offense, buddy. I'm proud of you, Kevin, but Rebecca's gonna stomp you.
So much fun.
She's good.
I just got to point out, I still need to hang this, but how fucking cool is it?
My God.
Look at it. How come you haven't gotten that tattooed yet?
On every episode.
Because a lot of crazy stuff's been happening in my life, and I just haven't had time to get to the tattoo shop. People are getting surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got to find the perfect spot for that penis.
Someone says I'm down.
Is that Rebecca?
I don't know. It says Facebook user.
I think we're having technical difficulties everywhere because there's a lot of people that aren't,
because it's haunted,
anything other than Facebook user tonight.
There's been a few people that had their name. Kevin's name, Melissa, Steven, Anne Marie, Derek Winsky.
Yeah, why can't his be Facebook user?
I wish. Make things a lot better. I'll tell you that much.
Then I won't know who's talking shit about me. Oh yeah, I will, because it's always him, only him.
Melinda says, you guys all have a great night. I'm back to the weed/music session. Hit me up for your Kill Fest on COD, homie. Will do. I like that your channel comes across my feed now. That's awesome. Aaron says, I normally log in through Facebook and it grabs my name. Wow. Thanks for the appreciation, guys. As long as you don't leave me dying in the streets of El Mazará tonight, we're good. And with that, this has been the Zompire podcast, where Michelle has to go pack. Patio Furniture probably has to go, cook or something.
West Side.
I can't do West Side anymore.
West Side.
There you go. That was pretty W.
All right.
That's so funny. Goodbye,
Michelle.
Oh my God.
Michelle, take us out.
What?
Take us out.
This episode is brought to you by Body Scare. All natural body care products so good, they're scary.
What's going on?